You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. I'm going to have to keep it kind of quiet. I'm in Silverton, Colorado, and I'm in some kind of old boarding house, and they've turned it into this bachelor hotel where we got shared showers in just a simple room. It's actually pretty cool. And I'm tired. It's only 8:46 out here. So, excuse me. Ryan writes, politicians are bought and paid for by elites and use socialism and money laundering as a tool. If I'm right, how do you explain to the people an elaboration? He provides a link below with his question to a YouTube video he put together. I made a video because speaking and listening is easier than typing and reading. I'll pay for details and the naming of institutions and people involved. I expect this to be expensive. Well, we here at Asshole Consulting, you'd be surprised how much is expensive and what things aren't expensive. When people ask, well, what do you think about God? Well, how much money you got? But you were very precise and narrow on this, so without having you guys having to watch the video, go ahead if you want. Ryan has two questions. One, are socialist politicians, or he's questioning where I say leftist socialist politicians are naive, well-intended, but misled, whereas he's more of the opinion they're conscious and they're evil, and wonders about that. And then he wants to know how politicians make their money. And keep in mind, this isn't just leftist politicians. This is politicians in general. Especially, like the likes of John McCain, who's been sitting on his ass in, or these lifelongers. What was it? J. Strom Thurmond? What did he do? Did he die at 92 finally or something like that? So it's not strictly a socialist thing, though it does kind of lend to it. So let's talk about the first one. Where are they devils or dupes? They're both. I think most people, not just politicians, become leftist, one, because they're indoctrinated and brainwashed in the schools. And yeah, who doesn't want to stop the ozone hole from disappearing? You never hear everyone wants to stop genocide. Well, who exactly is advocating genocide, or who's exactly to kill little dolphins? Let's kill Flipper. And when you look at it that way, you realize how stupid and naive it is and how childish it is. But a lot of these people never grow up. Well, then take a look at Betsy Hodges. Here's a gal my age. She never grew up. Now she's the mayor of Minneapolis. And whereas something may have started well-intended and noble, you quickly do become corrupt when there's money involved. And you realize you don't have a real career, a real profession, a real skill. So a lot of these politicians, both right and left though, keep in mind, go and realize, hey, it's better to be a politician than work a real job. So Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, George Bush, again, blame can be spread on all people. But then it becomes a question, are you a true believer? Like, do you really believe in socialism? At least Bernie Sanders was honest and ran as a socialist. He says, no, I'm a socialist. It's like, okay, you're still a lazy fuck. You still never worked a day in your life. So I'm wondering if he himself is an evil at some level. But then there's people like, say, Hillary Clinton, who was, I think she was in charge of the high school or the college Republicans at her. And then she just turncoat. Alan Inspector, if you remember him, he just turncoat. Okay, I'm going to go that way. And so they realized quickly that being a politician will get them, that's an easy job and they don't have to work a real job. And so this is where you get your lifelong politicians. And the easiest sell, and this is why the default setting on politicians or 13-year-old politics is leftism and socialism. Because it's easy, it's popular. It's not responsible, it's not adult. It's the mother spoiling the kids and bribing them with cake to get them to behave. Free gimme-that's, government checks, free government cheese, all that. That gets you votes. It's a very low intelligence strategy. It's nothing more than bribery and all sorts of excuses and manners, whether you believe them or not, come up to rationalize the theft of others. They have privilege because of their plumbing or their melanin. They're just rich. Well, yeah, they benefited unfairly. You didn't build that. And it plays well to the, I don't even want to say lower, but the dumber classes, or just the envious, just the greedy and envious, who deep down inside know they're lazy, dumb fucks, had more kids than they could afford, but damn it, I want that guy's money, and here's a reason and excuse to take it. So these are, they're no different than media or the popular kids in school. It's let's just tell everybody what they want to hear It's Oprah. It's the Democrat Party. Sell people lies, and they're going to give you money or votes in the case of a political party. And so that's where, and there are some who still believe, like I've met honest communists who think, no, I think we have an obligation to keep society up. I think we should have it because of moral reasons. But most of them are like, you have more. We deserve more. We're entitled. We're entitled. And those are the evil people. And I'd say they account for damn well near 90-95% of the people on the left who are politicians. So you may start off innocent, but as you get older and your true core, and that is you're just lazy and you don't want to work, that becomes prevalent. And so instead of suffering becoming an engineer or an accountant or a laborer or a tradesman or working in the oil field, you just become a champion of the poor or the woman's or the minorities or the sick or the old or whatever group it is. And then you get government handouts, you get government grants, you get nonprofit money, but you never really make it rich unless you are connected. But those people, like Hillary Clinton, damn well knows what she's doing. That is an evil woman. I would say Nancy Pelosi damn well knows what she's doing. Bernie Sanders, even though he was at one time maybe an idealistic socialist, damn well knows what he's doing, especially with him driving around an Audi R8. And this leads to the second point. Wait a minute. Where did the money come for an Audi R8, and why does Bernie Sanders have 3 fucking homes? Why does Al Gore have a house in Tennessee that consumes more energy in 1 year than my house will ever in its entire 50-year existence? And this is like, where do they get their money? So I had to sit and think and look a couple things up. So the first thing, they get their money through political donations, and realize a lot of the laundering that occurs comes through like, oh, we have to run a campaign. Well, it's not just going to go for advertising and flyers and pamphlets and labor. A good portion of that now it goes into a political campaign. Well, we have to house ourselves, and we need to eat food, and we need clothing, and we need this, and we need $500 haircuts on the tarmac. If I think you remember, it was Bill Clinton or Hillary. We have to throw parties. We have to throw fundraisers. And so under the guise of running for office, again, both right and left on this one, because it's not just the left making off like bandits. The political money comes in by the millions, by the hundreds of millions, and they don't go to Subway and get the $5 footlong. They go to the steak and chops joint, they go to here, they go to the fancy Silicon Valley parties, they go hang out with the liberal elite, and that's their pinnacle, that's their dream. And what also you have to realize is, whether they're running for office or not, they are experiencing a higher increasing percentage of their meals, of their lodging, of their life at a posh millionaire lifestyle. So they may only have, or maybe whatever, I think the president gets $400,000 a year. Senators are $200,000. They may only have, they have this very upper middle income, but they're living the life of millionaires, because it's kind of like tax deductions. If you know, like corporations, the company will, here's a perfect example. The company will throw the Christmas party, and they'll fly you out to Vegas, and you stay at a really nice hotel, and okay, you do that for like a weekend in January to celebrate a really good year at the company. Politicians do that all the time because they're being courted by lobbyists from different special interest groups. Could be corporate, could be communist, could be environmental, could be whatever. So it's this non-stop party, and so their effective standard of living is very high. Now, they're not paying for anything, so the money they do make on their investments, a lot of them do come from money too. That just sits in a cruise, because we'll never mix private funds with, no, that's a campaign, that's a PAC, that's a separate legal entity, and we're going to live off of that. Meanwhile, their estate can be growing. They could be investing in property. But also keep in mind, some of them, well, a lot of them come from money to begin with anyway. The Bushes, the Pelosi's, the Obamas. These people come from families that they shit more money than you and I will ever make. One poops, and there's more money and gold in their poops than you and I will ever make in our lives. So a lot of them are already rich. Another thing is they get sweetheart deals through back channels for families, friends, other nepotism and cronyism, stuff like that. There was it Ted Cruz's wife, again, Republican, Ted Cruz's wife, she didn't get there. I think she's in Goldman Sachs. She didn't get there by merit. Colin Powell's son was put in charge of the FCC. I mean, these just nepotistic, blatant, sometimes it's not even hidden, like, okay, my cousin Vinny has a ranch and there's this law coming up and we're going to tweak it a little bit so the Bureau of Labor Management or Bureau of Land Management doesn't take that, but it goes up and whatever. My buddy's got a contracting company, we're going to build a bridge, we're going to use him even though the other guy's cheaper and better. So there's these sweetheart deals with, when you're spending almost $4 trillion a year, some of that could be directed, a lot of it is, towards, and then you get a kickback down the road, and oh, hey, let me build you this house for free, and all that. Insider information, I know that the president and all these other people are not supposed, they're supposed to outsource their investments to an independent third party so that they do not make laws that benefit their financial position. But who's kidding who? All these, was it 535 members of Congress, thousands of people's worth of staffers, don't tell me they don't know where to put their money. And yes, John McCain may not put his money personally in there, but there might be a trust fund, there may be a corporation that Meghan McCain owns. No, Stacey McCain. What's his daughter's name? Daughter's a ditz. I keep picking up Republicans, but because it's true. But any politician that knows they themselves personally cannot invest, but that doesn't mean their family. Anthony Weiner, those guys, you think they don't have inside information, don't know where to invest? So that's another thing. Stock options, particularly how people sit on boards. A lot of these guys, whether they may be politicians, but a lot of them will retire and they'll go sit on the boards of companies. And so they get stock options there. Again, that's a little bit more honest because they're not redirecting. But once you're a politician, once you're a congressman or a senator, now people all of a sudden like, well, you got connections, you got a network. And corporations and special interest groups and all them, they like to lavish those people with money and put them on the board and give them some stock options. But also more closely related to that is lobbying, where a senator doesn't get reelected, or well, that's different. Those are speeches, but you may have lost your seat, but then you go lobby over on J Street, and you're paid a handsome sum because you got buddies, you got a network. And then finally, this is after you're done being president. There's speeches. There's speeches where you just go and talk for, what was Bill Clinton making? I think Hillary was making $250,000 each one. That comes more from academia and the fanboys of the left, where they'll pay an egregious fee to get so-and-so to show. It's more akin to a concert. Like, can I get Aerosmith to show up and play at my birthday party? Can I get Hillary Clinton to stand there with her unshaven dick and give a speech to the college campus or to my effete, elite, liberal friends over in San Francisco? That is more like, but then that's where they get a lot of their money. Now, when it comes to dictatorships, say Venezuela, the Soviet Union, that was just a rank and file grab. That was just, we're going to take money from you guys. We're going to, Zimbabwe, Rhodesia, we're just going to take that from you. It's just theft. To save face, yeah, sure, okay, they might want to launder their money, like you make the statement, or you tell the story about how your buddy lives down in Venezuela or works down there or something, and it's the Colombian drug cartels that are using the Venezuelan government, and even though there's no economic production, the Venezuelans make it rich. You see that with arms trading in a lot of, I don't know if you could call them socialist countries, but third world African shitholes, where the warlord gets all the gun money and the aid money. What was the other one? Oh, Hugo Chavez's daughter. Remember, they're communists. They're all about the little people. She ends up having like a net worth of $5.8 billion in overseas accounts. Castro and Raul, those guys just ran rackets. They're more akin to a mafia than anything else, although Castro's dead now. It's not like, oh, they do this one thing. They'll do anything they can to avoid a real job, avoid having to go to an office, avoid having to go to a mine, and then also having the fame and the adulation and praise of the stupid people, of the stupid masses. As long as they get to vote, get voted in, and then they get to, I mean, how easy is it to be Hillary Clinton? No, didn't work a day in her life. How easy is it to be, anybody, what's his name? Al Gore is another. I mean, I'd like to have his life. Actually, I won because nobody really likes. They have no friends. That's the other thing is they got all the money in the world, but they have no friends. And an interesting juxtaposition. Compare Donald Trump to Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump has a ton of family, and they all seem to really like him. And whatever your disagreements are, and I understand a lot of people don't like Trump. I understand why you don't like Trump. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but take that out of it and look at it. Donald Trump, even though he inherited a lot of money, he worked hard, built it up, and earned all those billions of dollars. And he, yet at the same time, never lost what was important in life, and that is friends and family and loved ones. Even though he's had 3 wives. But Hillary Clinton has 1 daughter, 1 grandkid, I think. Do you think she spends any time with that grandkid? Like, if I had a grandkid, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not running for president. But these people do become miserable because their entire life has been one of avoiding rigor, effort, and improving themselves as an individual. It's just simply saying, give other people your money, and I'm the person to do it, and vote me in. I mean, remember, think about this. Hillary Clinton, grandmother, wants to run for president at, 60-something? Don't you have something better to do? Really, you want to run for president? That's a real job. It takes a lot of effort. It's a pain in the ass. Her ego, these leftist egos, and their fear of work, that's another thing. Their fear of work is the strongest driving forces in their lives. And they will abandon their family. They don't, Hillary Clinton, husband's cheating on her. Did she divorce him? No, because it was more important that she avoid having to get a real job. So if there is some kind of solace, these people are not happy. I mean, look at Al Gore. He got divorced. Michael Moore, I think he got divorced. These guys are, Al Gore came out with a sequel to An Inconvenient Truth. Are you fucking joking me? These are sad. The only one, I will give you an exception. And this is where I would like to talk to him about, even though I don't really like him and I have no respect for him. Barack Obama does seem to actually be a real family man. He seems to have a little bit more of a soul to him, even though he's an outright leftist socialist. But I feel it's more because of his race bringing up oh, it's whitey, fuck him. But there I saw the kids look well adjusted. Here's another thing, Michelle Obama stayed in shape. That's rare for a Democrat woman. So we may disagree with him on fiscal policy and how much should we hate white people. But when you look at that family, that's the exception to the rule. I think so. I'd be very curious to. Here's something. Instead of the past of our fathers, what other dipshit leftist poppycock he wrote. If he just wrote a book on being a father as president and balancing that, I'd read that, or an article. That'd be interesting. But anyway, all right. Hope that answered your question. You guys got questions? Go to assholeconsulting.com. We're gonna bang out some stuff here today. And just so you know, VidMe, go to vid.me, not .com, vid.me. That's the suffix. Look up Asshole Consulting, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use my VidMe account as solely a place to upload Clary originals. And I'll do all my Asshole Consulting and originals here on YouTube. But Asshole Consulting has been growing so much, I don't really get to originals anymore. I know a lot of you are like, dude, I wish you just did original. I'm like, okay, they're on YouTube. I put a little image on it. It says a Clary original. But I'm also going to put those exclusively on my VidMe page. So you could go there, bookmark it. I don't know why. I guess subscribing helps. If you want, subscribe. And just keep in mind, depending on the little video platform wars, I may go Daily Motion. It depends, because it's very tumultuous. But anyway, so YouTube, just in case you don't know, YouTube basically demonetized everybody's videos if you said ass or shit or fart. So thankfully the Amazing Atheist is going to go broke, among other people who thought that was a real career. But since I have no love for YouTube or no loyalty, I'm going to throw those over on Vid. So check it out, just vid.me, look up Asshole Consulting, you'll see my little cartoon motorcycle face. Alright, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.